Lebanon. But let's rewind back to 2019. In 2019, the inflation started to happen just a little bit, but not as much. And then the rate of the dollar is our one dirham. So the rate in Lebanon is 1,500 lira, around somewhere around that. And then the rate started to go up a little bit, 5,000, 6,000, somewhere around there. And on August 4th, that's when the bomb happened. Once the bomb had destroyed literally everything, the government started taking the citizens' money, and then he still made the citizens pay taxes. It's just crazy. It's actually absurd. And then there was literally nothing. It destroyed everything. Clothes, food, money, water, everything that you can possibly think of was very expensive and was barely there. It was just complete chaos. Everybody couldn't do anything. It was not safe. Lebanon is in a big crisis.
My mother, my sister, my father, my wife, my daughter, my son, my brother's wife and their baby, my uncle, my uncle's wife, their daughter and son. In total, we buried 12 bodies. They didn't even have tombstones. We couldn't even write their names on them, but thank God we know where they are. After that, we came and said, what can we do here? We had 2 old pickup trucks left by my father. Dozens of 8 trucks were sent. He said, don't do it, get some rest. But we said there are families suffering more than we are. There are people in worse situations than us. Thank God we did everything within our power. We helped people and told them not to complain. We distributed supplies, food. I carried a lot of things for the babies, baby food, baby milk, wet wipes and diapers, all for the babies. Most importantly, I had bought clothes for my baby. My baby didn't even have a chance to wear them.
Teaching in the States, I had a group of grade 8 students who were often very physically violent with each other, and one of my students took a binder, do you know what a binder is? And threw it across the room, and it hit me. So I, of course, had to handle the situation appropriately to keep all the kids in the class safe, but then I was also physically injured, so I struggled a bit on how to, handle the situation appropriately and control my emotions. I reached out to administration multiple times to help me handle the situation, and it did not get handled. So that was also frustrating. And it wasn't until multiple students got injured by the student that was finally taken seriously. And that's annoying too, as a teacher, when you feel unsupported. Well, it made me feel sad for him, because as teachers, we always want our students to be happy, and when there's a certain student who's struggling to feel happy, then that takes a toll on us, because we feel like we're maybe not doing our job well enough. I have considered quitting because of student misbehavior, particularly after COVID, the first year back. I think students were having a difficult time sitting in school and focusing and having to follow rules again. So it was kind of a hard adjustment, and I couldn't see it getting better. So there was a time where I thought about quitting. Yeah, it did affect my mental health, because like I said earlier, it's almost exhausting to be a teacher, because you are responsible for so many people a day, and a part of that responsibility is helping them with their mental health. So when you're giving and giving and giving and you aren't really seeing results, then that makes a big impact on your own mental health.
I hate social media. So wait, how professional is this supposed to be? Okay. I hate social media for journalism because we have this thing called cancel culture. You probably heard of it. It's when 100 people call someone a victim, and the one thing that makes them a villain is, well, just ignored. I just don't like how social media tries to find this truth anymore. It doesn't, and it just tries to find a new front story to your front page. Well, let's talk about, just in general, when I was in university, for example, every time a crime was reported on campus, they would send email to every single person's email, as well as the school's Twitter, but they would never post as a result of that crime. I love celebrity gossip. I do enjoy the aspect of it, and but I don't get why us, the fans, we ask celebrities to let us into their relationships and what they eat on a daily basis and their houses, but we wouldn't ask that same things to the person who is right in front of us.
In 2015, me and my older sister decided to flee the country, and that's exactly what we did. But of course, the journey was illegal, the journey was dangerous, and it took us 25 days to reach Germany. We had to cross 7 countries illegally to get to Germany. At one point, as example, we flew the country through plane from Syria to Beirut, from Beirut to Istanbul, and then from there you had to take a boat. They tell you it's 45 minutes, but it took us 3 hours and a half to reach to Greece to the other shore. After 15 minutes of getting on, the motor stopped, and me and my sister and 2 other guys had to jump to the water to try and stabilize the boat. We tried to, we threw all our stuff outside the boat, to try and keep the boat floating. After getting to Greece, we continued with buses, trains, and walking. We crossed from Greece to from Greece to Macedonia, and then Macedonia to Serbia. After Serbia, we got to Hungary. After Hungary, we got to Vienna, and then Germany. The first few months of getting to Germany were a little bit difficult for me because I had to start from zero again as a 17-year-old girl or teenager, and that was one of the hardest things I had to do in my life.
It's hard coaching a bad player. It's hard coaching a bad player with different skills, different abilities to determine whether they're a good or bad player. For me, I'm more worried if they're motivated or unmotivated. Whether they determine themselves good or bad, it's my job to make sure they're good. You got a game plan, you got to tell your team your game plan. If a player doesn't like following the game plan, it affects the team a lot. I make sure to talk with the player to make sure we're on the same page. No, absolutely not. I don't plan my game with one player. In football, there's 11 players on the pitch. I plan with my 11 players with different aspects of the game to make sure the game plan works. And my game plan doesn't revolve around the one player.
Well, yes, I think that's what it's all about. Not everybody knows everything, so you have to have someone to teach you how to do things, right? So in order to learn, you always have to have someone who has the experience, and then they teach you how to do it, either step by step, or by demonstration, or by writing it out. There's many different ways you can teach for someone to understand, so it is vital. Besides a teacher at school, of course there's YouTube now, there's Instagram, even Facebook. And videos are the best way, or going to workshops. I need visuals, so I have to see and follow along. One time, I had to fix my washing machine, so I watched the video and I just kept rewinding. And step by step, I fixed my washing machine by watching a video. I hope students learn from teachers. In my experience, yes, because it's physical and right there. I think most teachers benefit more in person. I think most students benefit more in person, so it's more beneficial because online you can get distracted by other things.
Hello? What? What homework? Bro, I don't even want to go to school because is homework even that necessary? I mean, it can be necessary when it needs to be. If we have a test and if you want to pass and you don't want to be like those, oh yeah, I know it all, then you'll do your homework. But some teachers need to just give us homework when it's necessary. Students shouldn't have homework every day, and the rest of the homework that's not for a test should be optional. Just because students they have busy lives, they go to school for hours, and they're in class for so long. It's just a lot. And in school, they talk about, oh, sleeping early. Well, if you want me to sleep early, and you want me to go to school, and you want me to do my homework, how do you expect me to do all that? Oh, and also, we have after-school activities that the school literally encourages us to do. It's just a lot. But I feel like we should have homework for the important classes, math, science, English, social. And for the other small classes, what we learn is pretty easy. I mean, not entirely, because let me tell you a story. So this one time, I had this Arabic test and I didn't study for it and I literally failed. So that does show that homework is necessary, but when it needs to be. You know what I mean?
In the last 8 years I've been here in the UAE, I've been severely disrespected. Several occasions and several incidents. My first severely disrespected incident I had was a boy. Incidentally, the first year I started teaching boys, he kicked me. He first threatened and said, "I'm going to kick you," and he really did kick me. My first reaction to this was anger, because my uncles would never ever disrespect me in a way like this, would never ever retaliate. So that was my first reaction. This did not change my outlook. Not in a bad way, because I just realized that most kids are lacking love and nurture in their own home, so when they get to school, they act out because of their nanny that's being taken care of. So, I had to change my outlook and rather have compassion instead of using the same screaming and shouting at them, because there are no morals and values being taught at home because mom and dad are too busy. And you know what made it worse? There are no consequences. Even if you say things are disrespectful or talk to a teacher, there are no repercussions most of the time. Speaking to the particular incident about the boy who kicked me, I did not even get an "I am sorry."
I really don't think 6 or 7-year-olds should ever have advice. I mean, let's face it, they don't go anywhere by themselves. They're with their parents, or in this country, nannies are drivers. They're at home, they're at school. They have no reason to have a device. And oh my God, it just distracts their social element to talk, I mean, 13, 14-year-olds, yeah, they go to the mall, they can call, contact, whatever. But kids, no, they should just never have a device. And oh my God, I have seen more than once in my life where the people sitting on a couch, not even talking to each other. What are you doing? What are you doing? Just I don't even know how people can do that, because sometimes when they have a text within a phone and they're in front of each other, I don't know how people do that. And oh my God, my brother, he's a jerk, okay? He's 42 years old, and he came of age when devices first came around, iPod, And oh my God, he's attached to this stupid thing. He can't get off it. Everywhere he goes, it's with him. If he's going to meet the president of the US, he's gonna bring his phone, even there's no way he's gonna leave it at home. It's just insane.
I think, okay, it was just very boring, It was staying home, waking up, doing work, going back to sleep, and then you call people for whatever. It made my head spin. It affected me mentally. My mental health went down. No, I'm joking. Mental health isn't a real thing. Anyway, I don't think it made such a big difference, except it was boring. Nothing else then. I don't know how social I was before. Because do you really know your social life before someone else tells you? I don't know. I would say I'm extroverted. I am an ESFJ. Anyway, stupid people became stupider. But smart people knew how to combat that stupidity. They had a mental block, a good mental block in their head. Suppose there's a barrier of stupidity. Stupid people didn't know how to block the stupid, but smart people did. Some people knew how to use their brains, and some people didn't. And then
we're understaffed. And to help with understaffing as the nursing manager, it is my responsibility to get new staff hired. Unfortunately, because of COVID and high death rates, and my 2 years working as a nurse who worked 6 to 12 hours with no breaks and no lunches. So when you can't really go to the bathroom for 3 to 4 days in a row, that really contributed to nurses burning out and losing their passion. Well, for patients, when you don't get that one-on-one time with them, you can't make sure that you're giving them holistic care because you're going to patient, making sure their basic tasks are done, like turning them, making sure they're breathing, giving them their medications. So you can't make sure that you're giving them holistic care. So I think patients suffered in that way.
Okay, so before I was working in Philippines, I was working in Saudi Arabia. And later, my Arbab was trying to find me. He was saying, Alicia. I told him, my name is not Alicia, my name is Atian Abugan. Parang tanawa na ng utak. So later, he come inside, he wanted to hit me. So he hit me here. I tell him, why you hit me? So I hit him back. Later, after I hit him back, I go back to my room, and after 1 month, I go back to the Philippines. And there's also another story that happened with Mama Khadija. I was working there with her. She wanted me to fry the onions. So when I fried the onions, I wanted to go to the bathroom. So later when I go to the bathroom, I left the onions. When I come back, the onions are not cooked. So basically, later, the onions got burnt. When it got burnt, my mama came inside. She said, why the onions are burnt? I told her, sorry, madam, I needed to go to the bathroom. It was an emergency. Later, she said, oh, okay. And then later, she bring the hot water. She threw it at me. I started screaming, ah! Later, I go back to Philippines after 1 week. Really, this madam, parang tanaw lang utak. And now, I'm working here and I'm happy.